Welcome to Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting, where laid-back conversations come to life. I'm Will.
And I'm Ryan, and we're inviting you to join us as we unwind and explore the essence of life in each episode.
I can't believe y'all never heard of this.
No, never heard of it.
It's not something
It's like something that was on Mythbusters.
Does that show still exist?
It does not. It exists online.
I love Mythbusters.
In our memories and in our hearts.
I also really liked how it's made.
That was a good show.
How it's made is really good.
That was a good show. Yeah, but Adam Savage is still doing his stuff.
It's just really sad that you thought that they were like best friends.
And they weren't.
No.
Yeah, they didn't even...
We were deceived.
I know. That's what they say about Mr. Rogers and his cameraman.
Really?
Yeah, they hated each other.
Was that in the movie?
Yeah, you missed that part.
I didn't see it.
They hated each other. He called him a jerk. He burned all those puppets.
But the cameraman did?
The cameraman, yeah.
He did that to Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, he did that to Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers.
Well, hello there, neighbor.
Yeah, I'm making all that up. He didn't. I think he.
No, for real. No, you're not making part of that up. Like he didn't hate him, but they went back and forth like joking around with each other.
Did they really? Yes. I was making this up from the beginning.
Yes.
Look at that.
No,
Speak
there was
confidently and hit the bullseye.
They would joke
Just
around.
Like a politician.
They would actually play these
the actor in me.
really terrible pranks on Mr. Rogers because he was not this person that liked
like
vulgar things
detector?
or any kind of like cussing or any of that kind of stuff, and they'd do that stuff to him, and they were telling him a bad joke or something. And anyway, it was pretty funny. It's on the documentary. Pretty neat.
I thought Steve from Blue's Clues would replace Mr. Rogers.
Or Jared from Subway.
No, not Jared.
Oh God.
But I thought he was going to be that generation to like carry it on, and he's always going to do it.
Oh, so like Mr. Rogers would exist like 007.
No,
it's the character, not so much the man.
Yeah, sure. Well, I was thinking just like in general of what Mr. Rogers represented.
Oh, yeah.
That I thought Steve from Blue's Clues would do that.
You said something earlier, maybe want to talk about something, but now I forgot what it was. Something about.
That's the problem with podcasts. When we listen to it tomorrow, not tomorrow. When we listen to it when it comes out, you'll probably be like, oh, now I remember what it was.
Yeah,
because that's what I usually do.
That 007 comment makes me want to go home and pull out my Nintendo 64 and play some GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
I was not good at it.
I love multiplayer and getting the golden gun.
Yeah, we always played it with the bobblehead mode. You remember that?
Yeah.
We would do the 4-player on the N64 with the bobbleheads and just run around.
I never owned an N64, so anytime I would play it was with friends on their N64, so they knew the maps really well.
This is a random tidbit, but I was thinking about this the other day. There has never been a point in my life from now to the time I was a baby, I've not had a Nintendo product.
Really?
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
No one. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said, never mind. I read that wrong. You said you've never not had.
Never not had one.
Not had a Nintendo. Okay, I thought you said you'd never had one. That's the way I was
no.
that.
Oh, no.
So I was like,
I've never
God, who hurt you?
I've never not had one.
And what you mean is like you actively use it.
Yes.
Because I've always had my regular Nintendo with me, and for a while I had my Super Nintendo and Game Boy and stuff, but I still have my I can't talk. I still have my regular Nintendo. I just don't ever play it.
What's your favorite Nintendo series of games?
Series.
I can already tell you what mine is.
It's Zelda.
Pokemon.
Dude, that's a solid one too.
Yeah.
Pokemon is I think probably holding hands with Zelda series.
You play Pokemon Go?
I do not play Pokemon Go, but I do like Pokemon Scarlet, Violet.
Okay. Yellow, red, blue.
All the colors.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new thing they're coming out with the trading card?
No.
Okay, so it is.
But I've got my first edition still.
That's awesome. Two things. One is the Pokemon the app. The company is coming out with a new app. It's going to be like the new trading card system, and it's going to have interactive cards, so you can apparently go into them, like zooming in and like actually going into them. You'll be able to trade cards back and forth, all digital. It looks awesome. They just released it like last year, and then they're gonna, I think, put it out pretty soon. But it looks pretty cool, like the new age of trading cards. But the other thing was, man, as a kid, we had this red. I remember it had Pikachu on the front, little flip folder opened up, and we just have all of our cards in there.
Mine's a gray binder.
Oh yeah,
I didn't get the special one.
Yeah, we got a special.
My parents
one.
were too cheap.
Yeah, somewhere along the way though, we sold it. And
did you really?
Yeah, I hate it because me and my brother and my sisters and stuff, we've all talked.
They're valuable now.
Oh, we have talked about just like, not even just for the money, but just for the sake of nostalgia, especially with my niece and my nephew, and they're like Pokemon and all, just like being able to like, yeah, these were all of ours as a kid.
This is my hieroglyphic Charizard.
I had probably like 4 years
I didn't have
ago.
one of those. I wanted them bad.
Probably like 4 years ago with my beginner class, they found out that I played Pokemon Go, and I had a kid that would bring me Pokemon cards, and so I've got them in my desk over there. I don't know what they are, to be honest. I mean, I play Pokemon Go, but I've never went and bought Pokemon cards or anything. I never even played Pokemon.
Yeah.
I've played Magic the Gathering, but had somebody like walking me through how to play it.
To be fair, I was always a Pokemon fan, Pokemon collector. I never met one person who knew how to play the card game. It's actually apparently supposed to be really complicated, but I've never met anyone who
tried.
knew how.
I don't think we ever mastered that.
I don't think
we always sort of just played it like war, where we just put the card down, and whichever card had the higher HP, we're like, we won. Yeah. That's all we did.
And it should have been more like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite Zelda game?
I want to add this before you answer this.
Yeah.
The only Pokemon game I ever played was the one where you go through and you have to take pictures.
Oh, Pokemon Snap.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only one I've ever played.
You know, they just remade that a few years ago.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so your favorite Zelda
game. And then you can tell us your favorite Pokemon game.
Yeah, okay, so that's the Zelda question, that's a hard question, because there's a lot of them, a lot of systems in my life that I've gone through. I think just what holds the closeness to my heart, nostalgia-wise, would be Ocarina of Time.
Dude, that's what I was fixing
on
to
the
say.
N64, quickly followed by Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Have you played the two recent ones?
No.
Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild? Fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Might have to get a Switch just to play those.
I'll let you borrow mine. You can borrow mine. I have two.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time. God,
I've heard that's so good. Breath of the Wild, like all of those are fantastic.
Breath of the Wild is fantastic, and then Tears of the Kingdom, it just took it to a whole other level.
The only Zelda game I ever played was, I just remember like the cartridge was gold.
That was Majora's Mask, more than likely.
Like old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, N64, yeah.
No, not N64, like regular Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Like whatever Zelda that was. My favorite series, Nintendo series, is Ninja Turtles.
Who owns the rights for them? Are they Nickelodeon?
Capcom, I guess. Or no, maybe it is Nickelodeon now.
One of the worst butt whippings I ever got was over the Nintendo version of the regular Super Nintendo version of Ninja Turtles.
Can we all count to 3 and then say our favorite Ninja Turtle? 1, 2, 3.
Donatello.
I said it first.
Whatever. Donatello. If we're playing the arcade version of Ninja Turtles, I'm Michelangelo. Cowabunga dude.
Who's the biggest character on any kind of game series that you had a crush on? Mine was the Pink Ranger.
Oh, I thought you were going to say April O'Neil.
Power Ranger. Her name was Kimberly.
Of a video game?
Yeah.
There's a Power Rangers video game?
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, duh.
Oh. I was going to say Lara Croft.
Lara Croft.
Oh.
Hey, she was a video game character. She got franchised into one.
Tomb Raider. That was a good one.
Tomb Raider. I remember the training part of that where you're like in the mansion and it had the pool, and I just thought, I think it was a PlayStation that it was on, just the graphics were unreal. I was like, I cannot believe that, like, look, my character is swimming in the water, and
this is legit.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think about, though? Like,
it was like a square head. It was like Minecraft, basically.
How far technology has come with video games, but also just, I remember playing Halo on the Xbox the first Halo, and just thinking, there's no way we can do better. And
then here's a PlayStation 5 and it's phenomenal.
Right. And then now we're looking at more like photorealistic graphics.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Flight Simulator 2024 coming out.
I will buy a computer for that.
Because they're supposed to have like actual careers and stuff that you can do with the flying.
Like not a flight just attendant?
Yeah.
So I listened, I know you guys are both, you have the shared love of the
aviation.
How did you know?
In the podcast, man.
He's listened to everyone
I've listened to all of them.
It's like all we talk about.
That's all he listened to today from 7 o'clock when he got up this morning.
Yeah.
He was cooking pancakes and bacon too.
And just
Sunday afternoon.
I was doing my homework. It's the actor in me tells you, do your homework. Yeah. But I tried a flight simulator. I have a gaming PC. It's not a super high one, but enough can run the game. I don't get it.
You're not a fan.
I don't get it. Like,
you don't get how to fly, or you don't
I know how to fly. I don't get the appeal.
Oh. Yeah.
And I think to me, it's also kind of like those trucking simulators and things like that. It's like
I spent some time playing American Truck Simulator. Before.
It's like that element of things. And don't get me wrong, I love a slow video game with monotonous and survival crafty grinding kind of game. Don't mind, but there is no objective.
Let me ask you this: do you like flying in airplanes, or do you just think it's getting on a vehicle and going somewhere?
I think I've flown a lot. Quite a bit. So at this point in my life, it's just means of transportation.
I think with flight simulators, what gets me is I want to see if I can do it, and I love
in the
flying.
Event that we need you.
Yeah.
Because there's a pilot on board.
See, but I love flying, but I've always loved large vehicles.
I've got 85 hours in flight simulator.
I have logged 85 flight hours. Really?
I have. I started this summer trying to fly around the world in a propeller plane. I'm in Africa right now. I hadn't got very far.
Is that where you start out in Africa and then?
No, I started here in our hometown.
Yeah, I think that's pretty far if you got to Africa.
I mean,
how did you get across the ocean?
This was 3 stops.
Did you swim?
No, I flew up to
Iceland.
No, I flew up to New York, or I don't remember where I.
Well, I guess you didn't have a gas issue where you had to stop and get gas.
No, I mean it was a twin prop, so we were moving pretty good. Okay. And I'm not using any kind of cheats or anything. I'm actually doing it for real. Like I flew from Tyler. I ended up going up to like Maine or Newfoundland up there, and then cut over. I found a airstrip in Greenland,
Northwest Passage,
and so I landed there and had enough to get to this island just off the west coast of Africa, and that's currently where I am.
So what do you do while you're flying the plane?
I mean, most time it's on autopilot, and so I'll just kind of look around.
But so do you just watch the screen the whole time?
Yeah, but also we'll look at other things in the plane and start messing with stuff. Sometimes I will sit there, probably just like a pilot, and just read a book or look at my phone or scroll whatever while I'm playing the game. And then when it's time for me to land,
scrolling what? In Facebook?
Probably TikTok, honestly.
I did see another bit of weird news where a naval officer got fired for bringing a phone hotspot or a internet hotspot on the warship so he could scroll through social media.
That's exactly what they should be doing. Speaking of hours and stuff, what game do you think that you've spent the most hours playing? Like not like you've actually looked it up, but what do you feel like you've spent the most hours playing? What?
The Sims growing up.
The Sims?
Oh, that is a good one. Yeah. I definitely had a lot of times in The Sims. I think probably was done probably in the pandemic. I would say that Animal Crossing got real close to probably the most I've ever spent in one game.
Yeah.
I think I got something like 350 something hours in that game. But then quickly following, there's a game called Green Hell that me and my buddy John played. It's a survival game, and I love survival games, survival crafting games, and it is pretty difficult, pretty steep learning curve, but we've probably spent 200 plus hours in that. To the point we've joked around and have said that we think we could be like tour guides for new players, because it's that stiff of a learning curve.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
Ask me what my other one is.
What?
Roller Coaster Tycoon. I spent a lot of that time on
mine is probably Minecraft.
Oh,
I've spent so many hours playing Minecraft, and I've had it on 4 or 5 different consoles. It feels like 360, Xbox One, this new Xbox, on my PC. I've done a bunch of different mods with it. I don't know how many times I've beaten the Ender Dragon and gone to the Ender City and all of that stuff, and just done a whole bunch of different things in it. Spent time just in the creative mode of it, just crafting and not worrying about survival and all that. And then I don't know, I've got so many different maps and houses that I've built in it. And it was a game that I thought was just stupid. I was like, the graphics are terrible. Why are people playing this? I don't get it. And so I downloaded the trial of it, which you played for, I think it was 20 minutes or something. And I got into it, and I was in the middle of building a house, and it's like, your time is up. And I was like, I didn't finish my house. I really want to finish this. I kind of liked it. So I bought the game and just, I don't know, spent so much time playing it. way too much time. And they're making a movie?
Yeah, I
I
did.
did hear that.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. And Jack Black is in it for some reason.
He is. In the trailer, I actually thought it didn't look too bad, and I realized that's probably an unpopular opinion, because as soon as I said that, I was around a friend of mine who just immediately jumped on me. He's like, it looks so bad. And I was like, oh, I thought it looked kind of like okay.
Cool.
As soon as I realized it was Minecraft, I was like, no, it's not. How are they going to make a movie out of this?
But they can't, they've really shown, I feel like in the last...
That was the sprinklers coming on. Don't run through those sprinklers. Stay out of those sprinklers.
Okay.
That's the septic sprinkler.
If it starts getting misty over here, I'm gone.
Oh, those are... Do you have septic sink?
I do.
Septic sprinklers?
Out here in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they would
Past
have
the city limit sign.
city plumbing here. Or sewage
Did you...
systems.
There's something... I forget what the terminology is. But there's something in South Carolina
Poop water.
Yes. Yeah, it's it.
Oh.
And it is, though. It's from these huge pig, farms.
Yeah.
And it's basically, when they kill them, it's all the blood, guts, and entrails and stuff that they wash into this, underground system.
Wastewater?
Like wastewater, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they spray it out back into the neighborhood. And these people are getting sick and all kind of stuff, and they're making all these complaints because, they're getting, E. coli and all kinds of different diseases. Well, they know why.
Those dirty people. Dirty people.
Those
E.
dirty pigs.
coli.
Hey, what did you think of speaking of sick people? What did you think about that TikTok of that family that I sent you?
I don't. There's so many you sent me. I don't remember.
The mom and the daughter
No.
singing lyrics and mouthing words to songs.
No.
You don't remember that?
No. I'll have to
Never
go back
mind.
and look.
Okay. Well, we need to.
Well,
just
this
cut
is
that down.
awkward. Did you say just cut that out?
Well, the sun's setting. Sun's going down today.
sun is going down. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. I'll pull
You're
it
not
up.
connected to the thing anymore.
Hold on. Just give me.
'Cause we have a
I'm
guest.
not playing it on here, but I'll show you
Oh, okay.
real quick.
I kind of remember it, but again, you send me so many, and I send you so many. Nope. Don't think you sent this to me.
Her daughter's 27, sitting on her lap.
Wow.
She's 27.
She's 27 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
They talked about that on one of their TikToks.
Do you guys ever spend
Is
much
that
time
Gypsy
on...
Rose?
I spend hours on TikTok, Jake.
Well-
I'm talking about millions of hours.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you spent any time on Reddit.
Sometimes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, a lot of the TikTok I see... I have TikTok because under my teacher account,
Yeah, you had a
I
teacher
have a whole
account.
teacher account. We're trying to go big, but
You don't want to talk about it right now. Okay, we'll come back.
yeah. But a lot of the TikTok I did see is from Reddit. But Reddit is definitely the dark corners of the world that I'm exposed to.
It is.
It's terrible to say this, but on Reddit, I probably see 7-8 people die a
wow.
day on Reddit,
So-
and just scroll through.
My sister
Wow.
got me hooked on Reddit at times because she'll send me all these cringeworthy videos.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of that channel. The subreddit is cringeworthy.
Mhm. And there's also a TikTok cringe subreddit, and it's all the really cringy things people put on TikTok
Yeah.
and send.
So, my sister moved to Italy. That's why I'm going to Italy or whatever, in a couple of months. So she
Ciao.
uses WhatsApp.
Ciao.
I think
WhatsApp?
it's called WhatsApp. Yeah.
Scusi.
And she doesn't really use iMessage or any of
Parmesan.
that kind of stuff. So my WhatsApp is just filled with a bunch of cringy TikTok
Parmesan.
Reddits and
Yeah.
subreddits and yeah.
Well, speaking of your TikTok, I remember you'd have it like a teacher TikTok account, and it came across my For You page, and I was like, oh my goodness, hey, you were doing a food review of the whatever was served in the cafeteria that day.
Yeah, so that I do theater things and cafeteria lunch reviews.
What's your average rating of cafeteria food on a scale of 1 to 10? Like a Portnoy review.
You have it pretty much every day, don't you?
I do. I eat during work. I eat school lunch just about every day.
Do you really?
I do.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it?
It's sort of as a teacher, you only have 26 minutes to eat,
Yeah.
and with 26 minutes, I don't really feel like anyone's sitting there enjoying their food.
Yeah.
There's just not
get it
enough
in.
time. You're just trying to get it in, and I feel like
Well, because if you eat it too fast, in the next class period, you're like belching the whole time. Like, Hold
How
on,
much
sorry.
do they charge for lunch there?
All right, this is infuriating.
Yeah.
All right, all the students, this is great for them.
Yeah.
They get it for free.
Cool.
Every student.
Yeah.
Wonderful program.
Yeah.
But they charge the teachers $4.75.
Wow.
And it used to be like $2.50, and it's just kept going up and going up. And it's not like the food's getting any better. It's not bad food, but it's not good food.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
Do they have like sweet tea for y'all?
Come on, Michelle. Yeah,
They do have sweet tea.
They do have sweet tea, but I'm telling you that the tea is so sweet that you could probably make a pair of jeans stand up.
That's all right.
You know, but it is good. I like sweet tea.
My thing, though, I don't know. This sounds silly, but I only want... I only want to have the sweet tea if I have access to get a free refill.
Do they not give you free refills?
I don't know, but it's on the opposite end of the building. I don't want to walk all the way back down there
Why?
to ask for it.
Taking a wallet
Because
or
I'm
something
lazy.
like that, or a Stanley Cup.
I don't think they'd do that.
I think they would.
I think it'd be actually against health code.
I bet you they would, actually. I bet you where we work, I feel like we could talk to the lunch ladies.
If I just hand them my Yeti, like, can you put
if you
tea in there?
establish a relationship with somebody, I'm sure they would help you
But
out.
here's
Yes,
the thing.
absolutely. And if you go to the last lunch of the day, they're going to throw it out
Yeah,
anyway.
they're ready to go.
Well, I don't have that anymore.
Just take the dregs.
Yeah. I think I've eaten in the cafeteria there twice or 3 times in the 5 years I've taught there. And the whole thing is because I don't know the process. Like, can I just hand them cash? Do I have to open up an account?
Yes.
Do I already have an account?
Yes and no.
Yes, and you can do a credit card online. Yes.
They have an app.
I didn't know that. We need to.
Is it called Lunch Money now?
I need to come over during my
That's what
conference
ours
and
is
have you
called.
sign me
No,
up for
ours
all
is
this.
called, oh, yeah, it's easy. It's the app is called Cafe something, but basically you just load your
Is
card
that short for cafeteria?
Probably, yeah. They do. You just load up your money from your card on your debit card.
Yeah.
And you can just put a set amount of money on there, whether that's reoccurring or whatever.
It's like,
Though I haven't-
kind of like Toll 49. Like every time you use it, just
Yeah, like an
refills
easy
your card.
tag.
Yeah. Well, I just now got one of those.
An easy tag?
Yeah.
Do you go easy tag or Texas tag?
Or Toll Tag.
No, I think we're easy tag.
I got the Toll Tag.
Because Kim
the
has
with
had
the T.
one for years on her car, and I tried to get one when I got my car, and
But you haven't
we
had
ran
that
into-
car for years.
What car?
Kim's car. You just got it.
No, I know. So
You
when we got
literally
one for
had it
hers,
like 2 months.
when we got one for her new car, we also got me one.
I didn't know Kim got a new car.
Yeah. Well, the
It's
crazy
a new,
thing
older
is,
car.
the crazy thing is, one of our coworkers, her son, bought Kim's old car, and so he's driving it around. And so Friday night, he's pulling into the parking lot, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, "What's my wife doing here? Why didn't she go home to let the dog out? She's not going to make it home in time for the medicine." And then it hit me. Oh wait, that's not her.
You should have jiggled with the door handle and see what the reaction was from the guy.
What do you do? Only I know how to start this car. How did you do that?
So that brings me up to the next
Back
question.
to the Future is also another movie that I would watch.
What is
if it was
the
on TV?
most awkward situation that you all have been in, either mistakenly trying to open a car door or going into a room that you weren't supposed to go into?
Or how about you thought it was somebody else from behind and then realized it wasn't?
Yeah.
I've got 2 of those.
I've got pick the best one because I know we're running out of time. But
I don't think we're running out of time. This may be split into 2. That's what I was feeling anyway. The way it's rolling.
yeah,
Anyway, so number 1 would be we were doing the New Play Festival that I kind of talked about a few episodes ago. And I was directing a show. And in this show, one of the characters is like a plumber or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So the guy that was reading the part, I thought we were backstage of the theater before the festival started. And I thought it was him sitting down that I saw from behind. And I came up behind him and I was like, you wearing those pants today? They're going to hide that plumber's crack? And the guy turned around and said, "I'm sorry, excuse me?" And I saw his face. He was like, "Oh,
wrong person.
I thought you were somebody else, and you're not." So,
Yikes.
I can tell.
Foot and mouth.
I can tell you a recent experience actually with one of our coworkers that was embarrassing for him. It was embarrassing for me because I was in the room.
Yeah.
You get that. What do they call it? Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah. Like secondhand smoke.
Yeah, like secondhand embarrassment. But we were eating out at a restaurant. And I went to the bathroom and I was at the urinal, and there's another guy to my left, obviously at the urinal. But the way you walk into the bathroom, you can't see the second urinal. Yeah. So from my coworker's vantage point, he can only see me.
Yeah.
And he walks in there and very, very loudly, just like, he already talks loud, but very loudly, he just goes, "If you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it." And this man,
I know exactly who said that.
This man that was at the urinal left of me turns around, like over his shoulder, and just immediately my coworker's face. I mean, he just went beet red, and he's like, "Sir, I am so sorry. I didn't realize that there was anyone in here."
Was that at Walk-Ons?
It was not at Walk-Ons. It was actually at Don Juan's.
Don Juan's on the square.
On the square.
Oh
my
man,
gosh.
Too many big Steves.
So
too many big Steves.
Mine was actually on the Carnival Freedom on a cruise, and we went to watch one of the shows. And, you know, Will knows I've got Crohn's, so, you know, this is at the point where I was, like, undiagnosed and, like, having to...
I saw that commercial with Crohn's where I've heard that people with Crohn's, their seats in their cars,
they're
just toilets.
Yes,
I saw that on a commercial. I didn't realize that was a thing.
It's pretty cool. You just when you get in the car, you have to, like, pull your pants down.
Right.
So you got to be careful because you don't want to get any decent exposure. So
well, that's what I was fascinated by that when I saw that commercial.
Y'all are kidding me. I hate y'all. Whatever.
But you should see that. Have you not seen that commercial?
No, I haven't.
This lady, she's
is it
like
SNL commercial.
No, it's a real commercial. This lady, she's like, "I have Crohn's," and she opens the door to her car, and it's just a toilet seat, and she goes, "And you never know when it's going to strike," and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you know, there's
and so from that point on, I just assumed that's a standard feature for Crohn's people.
There is an app that will have like GPS locations of the closest toilets. Yeah, because I mean it's crazy. So anyway, I was having a flare up and didn't know I had it, I guess, at that point. And so
did you take your medicine, by the way?
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't actually. Not at all today, even with the hot dog. So it's gonna be fun tomorrow. So long story short, drinking was an issue too, and I didn't drink a lot by any means, but I've got chronic pancreatitis too, and that's flared up by alcohol. So I would have these like doubly awful like attacks, and I could feel like my stomach just drop, and if I didn't find a toilet in like 30 seconds, I was gonna be done. Okay, so I'm in this show in this theater, and I was like, oh god. And so I throw all my stuff down and I run to the bathroom. Okay, well, I thought that I was going into the right one, and so I just like bust up in there, and I go and I start using the bathroom, and it's explosive. It's not quiet at all. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I hear this like really petite sneeze, and I'm like, oh god. And so then I'm sitting there for a minute, and here comes somebody else in, and I hear a woman's voice say, "Thanks for holding the door," and I'm like, oh god, I'm in the women's bathroom.
Just blowing it up.
So I literally sit there for, I think, probably a good 20 or 25 minutes until I knew somebody wasn't in there, and then I run and wash my hands real quick and just like jet out of there.
They probably saw your feet and they're like, "Dang, Peggy Hill's in here."
They were actually like, the stalls were tall, and
okay,
so you couldn't really see
there
underneath them, and I was like, oh god.
They didn't have those Bucky doors.
No, but you should have seen the lady's face. Like when I busted out of that bathroom, she was getting ready to come in, saw this man walking out, in her face, I was like, oh man, jeez, I hope I don't see you again on this cruise.
It's 2020, lady. Get over there. Just kidding.
So.
My other one is not really embarrassment for me, but my cousin, we sound a lot alike, and we kind of look alike a little bit. Like our family says that. I don't know, but I know we sound alike because I can hear it. There was a family function, and I was, I don't know, reaching into the fridge to grab something, and somebody slapped my butt and said something like, "What you getting, babe?" And like I was like, "Who is it?" Turned around, and it was my cousin's wife, and she's like, "Oh dear God, I thought you were
That's
your
kind
cousin."
of a natural occurrence in my family, though, like slapping people.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have been weird for me.
No, we don't do that in my family. We're not from Tennessee.
Will's heard interactions with my family.
A lot. I've been on the phone.
What's your one bite review of like my conversations with my granny?
For the entertainment value, easily 9.6. For the I'm embarrassed for your grandmother, like, oh God, like,
yeah,
yeah. There was an app that Ryan had on his phone that would prank call people, and it would record the conversation, and so he could play it back, and so he would play back these prank calls that he would send to his grandma.
Yeah.
And
my granny's not the prim and proper, she's kind of like a
Appalachian woman.
Oh yeah, and a best friend,
That's cool.
She's a good soul.
Y'all do have a very unique relationship that's very sweet on the surface.
It's pretty cool.
I love my grandma. Grandmas are great.
They are. They're the best.
I'll always remember the breakfasts at each of my grandmas, like what they would normally cook when I was there, or what meals I would look for.
For your grandma?
The one, but the staple that your grandma made for you.
Yes.
Not just her staple.
Not for everybody else.
But
like
for
the
you.
golden child.
I would probably say pancakes.
Mm.
But her staple that I also looked forward to was her homemade blueberry muffins.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. And then my other grandma, it's not anything really she made, but just something that I'll always remember.
Yeah.
And that was the Nesquik powder,
Uh-huh.
or the Nestle Quick powder in the chocolate milk, because she would make that for me, but she didn't like completely dissolve it. You know, there'd always be that little bit that's kind of floated to the top, I guess you could say.
That chunk.
Yeah. And that chunk with just like a little bit of milk with the texture, like, man.
Yeah, my thing my grandma did was the waffles, homemade waffles with peanut butter.
I'm making waffles.
Did you ever put honey on it?
No, we never put honey on it.
Did you say it was peanut butter?
With peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Kim does with her waffles. She puts peanut butter on.
Yeah, my grandma always did it that way.
Our staple.
We did peanut butter and then syrup.
Yeah.
I didn't think about adding honey. I've had honey and peanut butter before. It's good.
I
never thought about it with the waffle. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
If I have toast. But my granny's staple was biscuits and gravy. And like it would take her 20 to 25 minutes just to make the gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all ever have cinnamon toast?
Oh, yeah.
Not the cereal, but like the...
Yeah, just cinnamon sugar on a toast.
Yeah, put a little bit of butter and then cinnamon sugar on top and then put it in the broiler.
Ours was always more of like biscuits and gravy. She'd make bacon and sausage and then eggs. That's and tomatoes.
Yeah.
We were a big tomato eating family.
I don't know where it was, but somewhere along the way, I stopped. I like breakfast food.
Yeah.
But I stopped wanting breakfast food.
Or just craving it.
Yeah. I think what probably did me in, honestly, I think it's just too sweet.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that we eat in America, like our breakfasts are very sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't really have much of a sweet tooth. I think a lot of it's that. And eggs are fine, but to me, it's just, I get tired of that flavor over and over and over
I'll tell you what, the breakfast that I crave, I mean, you can get it here in America, but it's just not, it's an English breakfast, a traditional
Beans
English.
and toast?
Yeah, beans and toast and the bacon, which is not like our bacon. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's not ham.
It is like ham, though. I know you're talking about. I had when I was in Ireland, we had stuff like that.
Because it's the same thing. And you've got toast and beans and eggs, and usually there's some kind of sausage. Now, not blood or white sausage. I don't care for that, but...
Yeah. Did you eat the black pudding?
No, that's the blood pudding.
Okay, I was going to see if you... I was hoping you'd be like, I ate black pudding. Well, that's the blood sausage.
I've tasted it, because I was like, you at least need to try it. Mm-hmm. But no, I was like, it's not for me.
My favorite
No, I was just going to say, when I was in Scotland... You know, it's basically the same thing, but they also have haggis for breakfast too. When we were there, it was on the breakfast buffet at our hotel, and we're like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. And I took a bite of it and was like, nope, not for me. And somebody in our group said, this kind of tastes like boudin. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait a minute. And so I took another bite, and my brain was like, it's boudin.
Yeah.
And I actually liked it. So the rest of the trip, if they had haggis, I was like, I'll take some. It was actually pretty good.
When I had sweets, we were talking about sweets a second ago with U.S. breakfast and stuff like that. I had breakfast in Germany, and we had actually apple strudels, but they're not as sweet as here. Mm-hmm. Like, they're much more tart, and you don't have that high fructose corn syrupy taste.
Yeah, they're not going for the oversaturation of sugar.
Yeah.
Which, I remember really, really liking the desserts and sweets I had when I've been in Europe or foreign countries, because I don't have much of a sweet tooth as is.
Yeah. I don't really either.
And it was always like, oh, this is much, like, it's not knocking me out.
Like, Halloween isn't usually, like, trick-or-treating. Like, as a kid, I liked it because you dressed up and everything, but I didn't look forward to the candy part of it.
I always liked the theatrics of it all.
Yeah,
I did like the Reese's
It's milk
cups.
chocolate or dark chocolate. I'm going dark chocolate all the time.
All right, we got to talk about this Reese's cup thing. You never, on one episode, Will, I think you said something about
I did.
the edges
are too thick.
Isn't that weird?
Hard. I'm like,
they're too thick and hard.
But also,
they're so thin.
But when do you just bite the edge of your Reese's? Like, I go right into the middle.
Yeah.
No, sometimes
and
I
it's
will
that
get
extra crunch on the outside that adds that extra texture.
When you said that, I was so confused because I was
I
like,
feel attacked.
I just
Take
didn't.
out my shield.
I just didn't understand how you were eating them.
I will eat the crown around the outside and then shave off the chocolate on the bottom and top just to get to the peanut butter because that's all I really enjoy about it. It's
but what
too
do you
sweet.
do with the
chocolate's
excess chocolate?
Sweet. I mean, I'll eat it. I don't throw it away.
It's kind of weird.
But I just don't like the edges of the Reese's.
Have you ever killed anybody?
No.
Do you guys want to
You're
hear a
acting
joke?
like a serial killer right now.
Oh my gosh. What?
Do you want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
It's about peanuts.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Wait. One more thing on the breakfast. I do actually look forward to, or sometimes I do crave Cracker Barrel pancakes or hot cakes that they make. I just like that style of them using a griddle with oil and
I
stuff.
like quiches.
You do?
Yeah.
Kim makes really good quiche. I don't usually crave it, but also a really good buttermilk waffle with butter and syrup. Like I do crave that sometimes. But
I like a really good French toast too.
Yeah.
Overrated. Sorry.
Overrated. With
Overrated
cinnamon
French
and sugar.
toasts. Mm.
Oh, listen.
What's the joke?
All right. So there's this man. He's a preacher, and he
Did he have a son?
he does not have a son. Actually, he doesn't have kids. We'll make him a. He didn't have kids, so let's make him a priest.
A priest. Okay.
All right. So
Oh, dear.
he's not married, nor did he have children. But he was meeting with this elderly lady, and to talk with her, and she was saying something along the lines of whenever he, doing his prayers with her, and whenever he was finished up with the prayer, he noticed there was this little bowl of peanuts on the coffee table, and he says, "Oh, do you mind if I eat some?"
Cashews or regular peanuts?
They were just regular old peanuts. And he starts eating them, and she's like, "Oh, well, do you like those?" He goes, "Yeah, these are great." She's like, "Oh, well, that's wonderful. Would you want something to drink with it?" And he's like, "Oh, sure." So she goes off to the fridge and gets him a drink, and he keeps eating it. And before long, he realizes he's eaten all of them, and he just feels real bad. He didn't, ate well past what was polite. And he says, "Man, I'm so sorry. I just got sidetracked. I've eaten all these peanuts." And she goes, "Oh, that's all right, honey. My husband sucked the chocolate off of those a long time ago."
Yikes. That's Will. And I bet her husband was a serial killer.
I do enjoy the peanuts out of peanut M&Ms better than I like the M&M.
I can't digest peanuts anymore.
It is. You said Texas Roadhouse earlier with the peanut, like when we were talking about
it
a
kind of
silent
looks
place.
like crunchy peanut butter without as much butter. When I use the restroom.
God.
Oh,
TMI. I know why they got rid of it, but it's just not the same.
it's not the same.
That you don't just have a bucket of peanuts when you walk in.
It is gross, though. Like, it kind of is gross. Well, because I brought it up because I think you had mentioned something about trying to sneak in somewhere.
Oh, it was a quiet place. The
quiet place. And I was like,
house.
actually, yeah, that's right.
Potato chips.
Plot twist. It's inside Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did get rid of all that. But if you think about it, I mean, to have the floor just covered in peanut shells, pretty gross.
Even though they've got rid of them, you can still see the remnants of it.
Oh, those are in the concrete.
Yeah, it's part of the foundation. But
Yeah, but that's nostalgia for Roadhouse. There used to be a restaurant in Tennessee that we ate at all the time called Lone Star. And that used to be a real big steakhouse chain. And it's just nostalgia.
so they leave the buckets on the table so you can put the shells in the buckets and it's easier to clean. But people see you drop it on the floor. And so I've been with people where they purposely here, the bucket's closer, but no, that's what you do. You throw it on the floor.
Yeah. Did they sweep that up every night?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
Not
You
perfect.
think they mopped every night?
No, without a doubt.
No.
Without a
no
doubt.
way.
Okay. Would you ever try boiled peanuts?
I've had them.
I've not had them, but I
haven't
want to
either.
try them.
Are they good?
I like them. You can get them at Brookshire's and stuff. Brookshire's has a whole bunch of
Really?
different types of peanuts and stuff. Spanish nuts, fantastic.
Okay.
Boiled peanuts, great.
So boiled peanuts, do you eat the shell or you just eat the actual, like a regular peanut?
I've always just eaten like a regular peanut.
Okay.
Well, I
wasn't sure if the boiled peanut meant that you eat the shell too or something.
I always get grossed out about the boiled peanuts because every gas station I see them in, you see these nasty crock pots that they're in. I'm like, oh,
They
God.
probably also sell pickled eggs.
That's like E. coli in a crock pot sitting right there.
I've never, I don't have any desire to try pickled eggs. I just feel like the moment that I bite into it, I'm going to rip the hugest fart.
What about century eggs?
No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Would you eat a century egg?
I don't know that I know what that is.
They have the half-hatched chicken in there, and they're like old, congealed looking eggs.
They're like fermented, like 100-year-old eggs or something.
Seriously, they're
like
old,
they're black. They're that.
I don't think I could do that.
They look.
What country of origin is this?
I don't know, but it's
China.
It's a delicacy, isn't it?
Did you say it's China?
China.
Like, isn't it?
Bobby Mom. Ask Bobby Mom.
Isn't it? One kakatai.
One a kakatai.
Bad Friends podcast. Sorry. Isn't it like a delicacy, like caviar type thing?
Yeah, they put it in ramen too, like the soup.
And I forgot. Yeah, they do call it a century egg. I think the only reason I know about it is because of like Iron Chef.
There is that guy who's really famous on TikTok that gags all the time.
Yeah.
Ranking foods he would never want to eat.
Yeah, here's a picture.
Just off of your visual acuity there, what would your one bite review be?
Mine would be like a
0.6.
I was going to say a 0.3.
Purely off of visuals, this one you have, it doesn't. The ones below here look real gross. This one you have pulled up, I would say these are maybe like a 4. But if you show me this one down here, these look like way more like eyeballs. That is like a negative.
Yeah, that's like a delicacy.
Do you guys like oysters?
Oh yes,
I love oysters.
I've only had, I think one or two, and then as I was eating it, I just kind of realized that it's not necessarily the oyster, but it's whatever sauce they're putting in it. So
sauce,
not sauce, but whatever.
The salt water?
No, like they put some kind of seasoning and stuff with it, and they don't just pop it open and. I mean, they do.
Anytime that I've eaten oysters, I put the seasoning that I want on.
Yeah, I've always done it. I've always added seasoning, but
hot sauce. What do you like best with yours? Hot sauce or the horseradish?
I actually just go straight for lemon and that's it.
Do you really?
I really like the briny.
So you're a purist.
I like the briny, salty, kind of fishy taste.
It's disgusting.
It's so good.
I like it like that, but I do like a little bit of dab of hot sauce on mine.
No, I really like the briny.
The Black Pearl downtown.
Yeah,
like
great.
that's it used to be our favorite bar. And one night we were there sitting at the bar because we like the food too, like the desserts and stuff. Somebody was having oysters and whatever. I don't know. And I'd lean over to Kim and we were talking about how I'd never had one. And the chef overheard me. He's like, "You seriously never had one?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Here." And he like fixed one and doctored it up and handed it to me. He was like, "Try that." And
you should have just gotten it plain.
I don't think I could have done it.
Do you like fish?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not. I think it's a texture thing.
That's strange.
Do you like fish sticks?
I don't know. Yeah.
What are you, a gay fish?
What was that from?
I don't know, but that coworker I was telling you about earlier told me that joke a long time ago.
I was gonna say that sounds like a stand-up comedian thing or something. Like, do you like fish? Do you like fish? Oh. Never mind, I get it now.
Oh, you just now got the joke?
I just now got the joke. And I've heard that coworker say it to me before. We haven't used that other sound in a long time.
No, we haven't.
We haven't used it all summer.
And I don't feel like we can use it with him either because he'll probably be back on the podcast.
What are these 4 buttons? What are they?
So this is sad trombone. Womp womp. This is
describe your perfect Sunday afternoon.
Describe your perfect Sunday afternoon. And then this is the applause. And then this is the intro.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, be careful with that intro. We'll get copyrighted by the Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting Podcast.
I hear they have a lot of money.
Copyright slapped. Stop.
Well, as the sun sets on another Sunday Afternoon Porch Sitting Podcast, we appreciate you in sharing this laid-back journey with us.
I'm impressed that you can do it without your phone now, because for the longest time, we would just stall until he could find it on his phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want to mess it up. I'm not very good, like...
technology.
Yeah, that and just remembering things off the top of my head.
We're coming up on our 50th episode.
50th anniversary.
Yeah.
No, we're not. You lies.
We
Severus Snape over
We're
here.
coming up on our 30th episode
Deceiver.
soon. This is probably like 27.
Coming straight from the pits of Mordor. You deceiver.
I like that you brought it all the way back to my intro
Judas.
theme.
Have you seen the Hobbit series?
Judas.
Oh, yeah, I think they're terrible.
Judas is scary.
Okay, well, I have them.
Judas.
And I'm ignoring you. Would you mute his mic? I have the extended cut series.
Canceled.
I hate you. Anyway, I have the extended series, and so I was like, I never saw them in theaters, so I was like, I'm going to watch them. But then the same thing happened to me as the first time I watched Lord of the Rings, which was I fell asleep. I was like, well, that was not worth it or whatever. But then I did go back and watch Fellowship of the Ring and actually really enjoyed it and all that. With The Hobbit, I'm kind of like,
They honestly, even Peter Jackson didn't even like it. You know, he had to take it over from I think it was Guillermo del Toro that was doing it. Then he had to take it over, and it was just not what he wanted.
It's kind of like how the Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
which I didn't have a huge problem with, but
I didn't get bent out of shape like some people did, but I definitely know it was frustrating.
I know that it wasn't quite the same as what the other seasons were, but it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. It's just I didn't enjoy it as much.
Did you read our email about the collaboration?
Yeah, I did. We get those all the time. Hey, we got a listener email. Who's it from, Ryan?
You should have a segment on the podcast where you read emails from Ryan.
It's from Quebec Arends.
No, it's not. I was like, Quebec Arends won't do this.
It's got both of my emails they're pulling up here, so I don't want all inboxes. I want this one here.
We'll go to the email that you just read.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Sunday afternoon porch sitting team. Love what you're doing with the podcast. I wanted to connect about a possible collaboration. Is this the best way to get in touch? Best, Francis.
That's not what it says.
Reply.
Is that what it says? It doesn't say that.
This is a great way to contact.
It says, I love what you guys are doing in the space. Your podcast perfectly captures the essence of a serene Sunday afternoon, making every listener feel like they're part of a warm, heartfelt conversation on the porch.
903.
I wanted to get in contact about a possible collaboration. Whose number is that? On my phone. I can see what you're typing.
903-312.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm going to email them your phone number, though.
I think it was it Tom Green that put out somebody's phone number in Times Square?
So is that a legit? Y'all have people who want to collaborate?
I don't think it's legit.
That's an email. I think that they probably use ChatGPT to.
Yeah.
What is this podcast about and all of that?
Who's they?
Whoever this person is, I don't know.
Do you remember that rap song where they put a number in there? I actually tried calling and didn't get an answer. That 806-330-8004.
No, I thought that was call 1-800 Mix-a-Lot.
No.
I thought that was in Baby Got Back.
It's Chamillionaire, I think, on this song.
Oh. I don't know.
Did you ever listen to Chamillionaire?
I didn't really. I know.
Did you listen to rap?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Who?
Not a whole lot. Growing up, you mean rap? Probably all the top 50 stuff.
Usher.
Like Usher.
Yeah.
He wasn't really rap though. He was R&B. Ludacris.
Ludacris. Okay.
I remember 50 Cent a little bit, Eminem a little bit.
Some DMX.
Yeah, DMX. But really, I need to tell me the rap I listened to it was gonna be the stuff that was kind of like circulating on the radio. So
you never listened to like Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I know who they are, but
I was a Bone Thugs dude.
The only rapper that I've had more than an interest in than any other one, but granted, I think that's still pretty small on the grand scheme of things, has been Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. What about country music?
Love country music until about 2005.
Okay.
After that, it's trash.
Rascal Flatts just ruined you, huh?
Oh, dude, the Rascal Flatts era on just is bad. It's no good. Like, but I mean, like, if we want to put on the George Strait,
yeah,
we can keep George Strait on all day.
I like George Strait. I saw him in concert.
And that's awesome.
He was great.
And then I like old country as well. So my grandfather was a real big Johnny Cash fan.
Okay.
So I grew up listening to that stuff a lot.
I could live that life.
And that has opened me up to like finding like Hank Williams and a lot of the older. I'm blanking on his name. The guy who does the Big Iron.
Big Iron.
No, I don't know.
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Oh, Willie Nelson.
Look it up.
Willie Nelson.
It's not Willie Nelson.
Jimmy Buffett.
If Scaramy's listening, he's like, oh my God, look it up. What is it? Big Iron? I'm looking up Big Iron.
When you did this, I thought you were talking about Willie Nelson.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Big Iron Auctions.
No.
Marty Robbins.
Yeah, Marty Robbins. That's it.
Horse with no, that was America. What was there's another Marty Robbins song that's real big.
A Fish Called Wanda.
No, that's a movie.
So what's your favorite?
I'll say this. I have a friend I went to college with that was a Hank Williams impersonator. And supposedly he was in the running to be in the movie I Saw the Light. With,
Interesting.
Hank Williams that Loki, what's his name, played.
If I were a
Tom
musical
Hiddleston.
CD that you could put in your CD player, what musical soundtrack would I be?
Hold on. Say that question again.
If I were a musical soundtrack CD, what musical soundtrack would I be in your CD player?
All right. So from what I know from you from listening to the podcast, I feel like there would probably be a lot of like Appalachian and bluegrass.
Okay.
Probably throw in a little bit of.
I'm talking about musical.
Oh, musical.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see maybe just because it's Appalachian, that might be the only reason. But Assassins.
Okay.
Do you know this show?
No.
It's Assassins is
I'd have to check it out.
It is a musical. It takes place from all of the point of view. All the characters go through time.
John Wilkes Booth.
Of all the people who tried to assassinate presidents or have. So it starts with John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah. What about this most recent one?
He's not in it. He didn't.
Trump, the Trump
They
rally.
gotta rewrite this whole
These are
thing
all
It's
now.
got to be revised.
Are these attempted assassinations or?
And successful.
My favorite
Okay.
Appalachian movie from that time frame was Get Low. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah, with don't tell me. I mean, I know Bill Murray was in it, but the other guy, Robert Duvall.
Yep.
It's a great movie.
Dude, I love that movie.
Y'all want to hear my friend singing Hank Williams?
Hold on 1 second. We're finishing the musical conversation. So,
This is musical too.
my favorite musical of all time is Les Mis.
Fantastic musical.
One day more,
Mine is too.
another day, another destiny.
That doesn't sound anything like it.
I know. I wish.
You got to sound like Colm Wilkerson. Wilkinson or Wilkerson?
I'm not sure.
What's your
Colm
favorite
something.
song on Les Mis? Do
Hey,
you have
I'm
one?
not done yet. Hold on. He said, "Don't you hit that?" He says, "Another day, another destiny,"
Another day, another destiny.
because he sounds like Sean Connery.
Favorite song on there? Bring Them Home. No, it's not. It's not called Bring Them Home. It's called Empty Chairs and Empty Tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, Empty Chairs and Empty Tables.
There's a grief that can't be spoken.
It's a fantastic song. So moving.
I love that encore at the very end where they do that montage of songs.
The concert versions of Les Mis are fantastic.
Yeah.
Same
They
thing with
are.
Sweeney Todd.
Well, especially getting kind of theatrical nerd on you here, but the Sweeney Todd being an operetta, and then Les Mis is pretty much an opera. Pretty much.
Yeah,
They almost do better in a concert setting
yeah, they do.
because they're so vocally exhausting, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
I'm gonna say my favorite musical is probably. I'm gonna go recent and go with Something Rotten.
That's a good one.
I really enjoy it because I mean it's a comedy. I really enjoy it. I love Les Mis. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of musicals I love, but if I picked one that I wanted to be in or that I wanted to see no matter what, it'd be Something Rotten.
Will and I have talked about this a lot too, but I like Moulin Rouge too. That soundtrack.
I don't like the Broadway show.
The new one?
No, I hate it.
I saw that on Broadway. I think it's one of those things. There is no, in so many ways, I think it's just nostalgia. But there are so many things. I'm like, man, the Ewan McGregor version, the movie version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though none of them are, well, not none, most of them are not Broadway trained.
Yeah.
It's still fantastic.
And even though I
Lives
walked
in
out of
my
that
head
movie the
rent-free,
first time I
man.
saw it.
Rent free.
Yeah, I think
I walked out the first time I saw it.
really
Yeah.
because you were so offended.
No, because I didn't know what was going on. The beginning part of it happened so fast and it's so ADHD with it. I was like, what is going on? And then we stayed for the Christina Aguilera song. And then like the girl I was with, we just like, okay, we're done. We walked out. I was in high school.
Oh wow.
But the
You missed
music,
out.
Oh, I know. Because when I watched it later, it's like, I cannot believe I walked out of this.
I think that was one of the other first musicals that really opened me up to musicals.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it was a movie, Hollywood
Yeah.
musical, but I mean that version of Roxanne and that tango.
Roxanne.
Yeah. Oh,
But I'll
it-
tell you, what
Yeah.
bothers me about the music of the Broadway version is I guess it's because the movie version, it's kind of the same thing. But it's like they went so much harder with the how many songs can we fit in here? How many
Elephant
different
Love medley
not
or
even
melody.
just that, but like
I love
throughout
that
the whole
one.
thing, it's like
Yeah.
how many pop songs can we fit into this one
Come
genre or one performance number?
I will love you
All right, please stop. All
until my...
right, hey, here's a little. Close your eyes and you're thinking Hank Williams, probably, maybe.
I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. All
This is your friend that's the impersonator?
Yeah, I mean, he's got his own thing, but
It's Jake, isn't it?
yeah.
Papak. Not Papak. Jake Papak was the guy with SFA. What's Jake's last name?
Yeah. Penrod.
Penrod, that's right.
Jake Penrod. This is when he was in high school. This was like years ago.
Such a beautiful dream.
And he looks like him too. He's a skinny, tall cowboy.
I lost my heart.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, some of his more stuff that's
he's
actually
definitely got that twang figured out.
He's got like his own music. It's real honky tonk because he plays a lot in Austin area.
He does a lot down there in what's that place?
What?
South of Austin.
Green Hall?
Yeah, Green Hall.
Yeah. He's actually big in is it Germany? No, not Germany. There's somewhere like has a country music festival over in Europe that he gets invited to. But yeah, he does.
Is he gonna sue us for using that song?
No,
over 10 seconds.
We're brothers. I'll send him money. That was through Amazon. It's not through Spotify, so maybe he gets more money.
On high.
Please stop. Hey, hit that button. No, not that one. Not that one. Not
that one right there. That makes it so much better.
the one next to it. That's the ticket. That's the one. Look, your mic has a bunch of feedback in it or something.
What were you saying? Well, I can't hear you.
We're falling apart now.
What were you saying? Will?
I don't even recall. Well, Jake, have you enjoyed your time on the porch?
I have. Thank you very much for having me.
It's been
appreciate
great
it.
weather, too.
It's been wonderful weather.
You know, I don't think we've said anything sarcastic about not being on a porch
Today? Well, when it's a Sunday afternoon outside, you can't be sarcastic.
Is that
Saturday.
why the crickets are chirping?
It's not Saturday.
Is that why the crickets are chirping?
They haven't. They're on daylight savings time.
Oh.
You know, you guys could put a little bit
Very
of
awkward.
some like afternoon like underneath the track, you know, just some like birds and stuff.
Some wind chime. We have some of that. Hit the button. You didn't hit it.
That's the right one. Thank you.
Well, Jake, we've had a fantastic time with you on the porch, and
it's
hope to
been
have you
good.
back again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
This might be a twofer.
It is a twofer. Thanks for joining the second part of this.
Holy moly, this has been 2 hours.
I know.
that's good.
It's flown by. It always flies by when you're having fun.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I guess this is it.
Now you're doing it on purpose.
Anyway, Will, as the sun sets on another Sunday afternoon porch sitting, we appreciate you and sharing in this whole thing.
Until next time, stay relaxed and enjoy the simple moment.
Take a